Hello everyone and welcome to the second episode of my game development series. This week I wrote a main storyline for my game. Without any further ado, it looks a bit like this, or at least the first page. UP1 is the working title and it stands for Untitled Project 1. I'm sure I'll come up with something more original for the final title. The second page describes the structure of the story. It is pretty self-explanatory, but I decided to add this section anyways because I might give the script to some family or friends to ask their opinion on it. If we scroll through the rest of the 15 pages, you'll see that I used a font that is unreadable because, well, I don't want to spoil anything. What I will do in this episode though is talk about my process for writing stories. My initial approach was kinda similar to how I write stories for non-interactive media. I just need 5 things to get started. A location, a time period, a hero, a villain, and an event, or something that happens. Once I've got those, I start to ask questions about the characters and the world in which they live. And by doing so, I can develop the backstory for my characters, which includes their personality, their family, and what happened to them. Once all of that was done, it was time to come up with a bunch of ideas for specific moments in the game. I wrote all of them on a Postit, which I stuck on the wall in front of me. It looks a bit like this. And don't worry, I blurred the text so I wouldn't spoil anything. What's interesting about these Post-its is that you can easily rearrange them, add new ones or remove the ones that don't fit into the story. Once I was happy with the flow of events, I started writing a description of the entire story in Microsoft Word. At this point, the only thing that was missing was the dialogue. Writing dialogue is easy, but writing dialogue that feels right when you actually say it is a lot more difficult. I always kept a backstory of the characters in my mind and constantly asked myself the question, is this something my character would say? If it was, I just kept a line and continued, but if it wasn't, I rewrote the line or just removed it entirely. With the dialogue in place, the main storyline for the game was finished. But of course, I'm not just writing a linear story, I'm creating an interactive video game. One of the things I want to make my game world feel alive is that my characters have conversations that change based on a variety of parameters. Let me give you an example. There's gonna be this moment in the game where the lights go out. However, you'll also have a flashlight that you can turn on or off whenever you want. When the lights go out, character A might say something like, "Oh no, the lights went out," to which character B might respond, "Just turn on your flashlight." However, it would be very stupid to trigger that line of dialogue when the flashlight was already on. In that case, it might be more desirable for character B to say something like, "You've got your flashlight on, what's the problem?" Now that's a very simple example that branches based on a single parameter. I've already got ideas for conversations which branch based on more than 10 parameters. Just thinking of that already gives me headaches, so it won't be something I'm going to tackle very soon. Next week I'll be creating some 3D models for the game, which means I'll finally have something visual to show you. If you don't want to miss that video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.